Coming up on today's show, could Bill Belichick really be returning to the NFL? Josina Anderson put out a report the other day that apparently a couple teams might already be talking to him. And also Pro Football Network also put out a mock draft. So we're going to go through a couple of those Bengals picks. Before we get into that, though, if you had to pick one, who would you rather have as the Bengals head coach? Type ZT for Zac Taylor or BB for Bill Belichick. What's going on, Bengals fans? Chris Daughtery here with you guys here on Bengals Breakdown. And first up on today's show, is Bill Belichick returning to the NFL next year? Josina Anderson reported the other day that at least two teams already are still interested in having talks with Bill Belichick. This is the full report. It was a tweet, but it fits better in our quote graphics than a tweet graphic here because it was pretty long. Josina Anderson saying, "New. I'm told that at least two teams are still expected to have interest in talking to Bill Belichick behind the scenes, at the very least, about head coaching jobs this carousel per a league source. A third team could also enter the mix as well with desires to talk, particularly if one specific personnel change is made under ownership," a source added. Side note, there's more to the story of why Bill Belichick did not end up a head coach or being a head coach of another NFL team a couple of seasons ago, with his own desires and personal preferences regarding workplace dynamics playing more into a part of it that I think has been discussed, publicly known, or given real credence. At any rate, Bill Belichick still has deep respect from a number of owners across the league, and that is what matters. Now, I think there are a couple of things from that report that we really do need to unpack here. And the first one, really, two teams already linked and interested to Bill Belichick. The Giants and the Titans are two teams that have already fired their head coach this season. That could be the two teams. It might not be the two teams. Maybe a team is, not doing very good right now, and maybe they're already thinking, ahead, and I think that would make sense. Josina Anderson also said there is a third team that could also enter the mix. That means that one team who has not already fired their head coach yet could already be thinking about it. And I think that would be pretty smart to at least have an idea of, who they could go hire before you actually ended up firing your head coach. You don't want to move too quickly and fire your head coach and get screwed because you don't have a plan already in place to what you might end up doing here in the near future. Before we spin zone the hell out of this, and I'm going to do it, I want to hear from you guys. Would Bill Belichick even want to be the head coach for the Bengals? Let me know what you guys think down at the pinned comment of today's video. Type Y for yes or N for no. In just a second, I am going to spin zone this and why I actually think it would make sense for both parties, Bill Belichick and the Bengals, to come together next season. Like I said, I think both parties could benefit from this. There has always been this debate of who is actually more responsible for the Patriots dynasty more. Was it Bill Belichick or was it Tom Brady? After Tom Brady left, he then went and won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bill Belichick ended up getting fired. So I think we know who ends up being the winner in that debate. It's definitely Tom Brady. Well, we, would already have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL in Joe Burrow already locked down. So that already helps one part of that debate. You already have Joe Burrow. That's your quarterback for Bill Belichick. And another thing that I think is pretty interesting here, both the Bengals and Bill Belichick have always been notoriously cheap. The Bengals have always been known for either not paying their guys or even paying the wrong guys. And, I think we all wanted at the beginning of the year for Trey Hendrickson to get paid. We all wanted him to get an extension. But I think at this point in the season, hindsight might be 2020. He's only played in 7 games this year, and he's on track right now anyways to miss, at least the last 5 games with no end in sight to this injury for Trey Hendrickson. And, Bill Belichick was always known for letting star players go 1 year early instead of letting them go 1 year late. And I think the big thing that could really help the Bengals if they ended up going out and signing or, hiring Bill Belichick here is, could he actually fix the defense? I think that is the biggest problem with this Bengals team right now. If there is one thing, about his time with the Patriots is they did always also have a good defense, and you can't contribute that to Tom Brady. You can contribute a lot of success to Tom Brady with the Patriots, but the defense is not one of them. So, yeah, maybe he could end up fixing this Bengals defense. All of that, though, falls on if the Bengals do end up sticking with Zac Taylor here at the end of the season. If he can't win now with Joe Burrow returning, maybe, just maybe, they would decide to move on. All right, coming up next on today's show, we are going to break down the 2 picks from the Pro Football Network mock draft. Before we get into that, though, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's show, Omaha Steaks. Whether you're sending an unforgettable gift or treating yourself to everyday perfection, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. Gift USDA certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, and so much more with Omaha Steaks. And right now, during their cyber sale, you can get 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites at omahasteaks.com. Don't miss the best deals of the season and exclusive limited-time offers. Plus, our listeners here at Bengals Breakdown get an extra $35 off just by using promo code Bengals at checkout. Terms apply, and you can see that website for extra details. But guys, I know for a fact some of my family members and my in-laws are going to be receiving some of these bundles from Omaha Steaks during the holiday season. And I can say that to you guys right now because I know they don't usually watch my videos here. So I can safely say that without them knowing what I am going to get them for Christmas. This is just one example of one of the bundles that you guys can get from Omaha Steaks. You get filet mignons, chicken breasts, pork chops, burgers. It's not just steaks. They have a ton of different options, a ton of different bundles that you guys can choose from. This one right here, normally $300. Got the 50% off, so it's only $150. Plus you add on that $35 extra off just by using promo code Bengals at checkout. Comes out to being like $110 for a ton of different types of things that you guys can get there as well. So take the stress out of gifting this holiday season and gift a handcrafted perfection is the kind of gift that brings people together. And guess what? You don't have to get clothes for anybody around the holiday season. You don't have to know anybody's size. Get them some meats from Omaha Steaks. Save big on unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks and visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their cyber sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code Bengals at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code Bengals at checkout. Terms apply. You see that website for extra details. That link, by the way, going to be down in the comment section and the description of today's video. We appreciate Omaha Steaks for being the sponsor of today's show. All right, let's get into this Pro Football Network mock draft here. The first 8 picks of their mock draft. Arvell Reese going number 1 overall to the Tennessee Titans. Ty Simpson going number 2 to the Jets. They ended up trading up with the Giants there. Dante Moore, quarterback out of Oregon, going to the Browns, number 4. Reuben Bain Jr. going to the Saints at number 5. Cardinal Tate going to the Giants with that trade at number 5. Spencer Fanu going to the Raiders. Caleb Downs, that one sucks there, just out of your reach, going to the Commanders there at number 7. Fernando Mendoza also going to the Rams at number 8. The Bengals have the 9th pick in this mock draft, and with the number 9 pick overall, the Cincinnati Bengals will select Mansoor Delane, cornerback out of LSU. I think this one would make a whole lot of sense. There's been a couple mock drafts that I've gone through here, and Mansoor Delane has always been a player that has been on my radar for this Bengals team. He's a lockdown corner out of a SEC school who could end up being that replacement for Cam Taylor-Britt. Obviously, he's going to be a free agent after the season, and he just really has not worked out with the Cincinnati Bengals. You look at some of his PFF coverage numbers here, this is absolutely insane. 34 targets so far this year, only giving up 13 receptions. That's incredible, and I think he could slide in and fix that cornerback spot that the Bengals are most likely going to have a need with Cam Taylor-Britt being a free agent after this season. So I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section. Would you draft Mansoor Delane, cornerback out of LSU, in the first round? Let me know what you guys think. Type D if you would draft him, or type P if you would pass. All right, going to round 2 now. Pick number 40. We're going to go with Chase Bisontis, I believe is how you pronounce his name there. Offensive guard out of Texas A&M. You have multiple guards that are going to become free agents after this season, and I think he could slide in and he could at least battle Jalen Rivers for that starter spot at that right or at that guard position, whether it's right guard, left guard. Maybe you could move over to that left guard spot. I think you could do a bunch of different things with him as well. This was the pitch here from Pro Football Network on Chase Bisontis. That's how you say it, Chase Bisontis. He said, in imposing 6'6", 320-pound junior Chase Bisontis returning to Texas A&M and has flourished since making the move from right guard to left guard, where his power and physicality anchor one of the SEC's best offenses. And when you look at what he's done this year with Texas A&M, it is very, very impressive. And, I think you are going to need to, at least draft an offensive guard, whether that is in the first or second round at some point. He's playing left guard right now for Texas A&M, but I think you could maybe, put him at right guard, or maybe you want to move Dylan Fairchild over to right guard. Either way, Dalton Reisner is going to be a free agent after the season. I believe Cardell Volson is going to be a free agent. Lucas Patrick is going to be a free agent. So you are going to need to fill that void at that guard spot after the season. I think Chase Bisontis would be a very good candidate to do that. All right, make sure you guys are subscribed right here to Bengals Breakdown, whether it's draft coverage, whether it's just general rumors, Zac Taylor rumors, injury news, whatever it is, we have got you covered. And by the way, we're going to be live on Thanksgiving for our Bengals versus Ravens watch parties. So do not miss out on that. Come join us. Make sure you guys are subscribed.